Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Why Teacher. In today's episode, we're looking at 5 different ways teachers probably kill the possibilities for children to learn and grow. Number one is when you're always looking for the correct answer. Teachers ask a lot of questions inside the classroom, and if a child comes up with an incorrect answer and the teacher states it to be wrong and just moves on to the next one, then she's taking away the possibilities for two wonderful things to happen. Number one, if the teacher stops at that child and investigates along with the child why they think their answer to be correct, then it gives two very important messages, one to the child and one to the classroom. The one message that it gives to the child is that they're worth it, that their voice matters, that they should always have the confidence to share what they think, and that the teacher is ready to have a conversation with them about, why they thought it to be right. Now, this exploration might or might not lead them to the correct answer. It's irrelevant, but it definitely gives the child the confidence to not be afraid of giving the wrong answer and always raise their hand to share what they think. The message that it gives to the rest of the class is that, every voice is respectable. So they lose that fear of being humiliated in front of their classmates when they give a wrong answer. So there's a very positive vibe that's created around a teacher exploring an incorrect answer. And in the process, sometimes the teacher might be pleasantly surprised at looking at how different perspectives can be framed and that there might be more than one reasonable answer to a question. Point number two has to do with change. So, change, as we know, sparks some level of anxiety in people. And when we talk about teachers, if you ask a teacher to change the way she teaches or replace a program that she's so accustomed to using inside her classroom, it's quite obvious that it's going to create some level of discomfort. Now, here is where the teacher's personalities come to play. So, when teachers know that the program is imperative and that they would have to implement it inside their classrooms, you would always have two kinds of reactions. So, you'll have a set of teachers who will refuse to leave their comfort zone, who will refuse to understand the need for the program, who will cling to the program that they have been using. And as a result, this half-hearted attempt to implement the program is going to take away the possibilities from their children to grow. Now, in contrast, you will have a set of teachers who, even though would not understand the need for it or might not know what to expect or what would come out of it, they would have the courage to go down that path because they are interested in learning new things. So this whole personality of taking on a challenge because you feel that it's going to offer you new opportunities is a mindset that works very well with a teacher as well as with a set of children that she's teaching. So children are observing teachers all the time, and when they see their teachers taking on a challenge with positivity, with optimism, and with a full heart, then that's the kind of approach children will also have towards challenges in their lives. Point number three has to do with owning up your learning space. So we know that learning that is engaging, that has a high level of energy, that has the children motivated, that provokes the self-efficacy of a child, is learning that is difficult to achieve on a daily basis. But at the same time, no one can take away the importance of creating that kind of an environment each time through a lesson to make sure that, learning is maximized. So when teachers own up their learning spaces, they know that they can use their learning space as a resource to create that level of energy and motivation. So teachers who redesign their classrooms to meet the needs of different activities, where children look forward to something new happening every day, create possibilities for children to be engaged learners. We all know that, when there is a cloudy day, we take our children out and we feel like the level of motivation has suddenly gone up and children are so interested and enjoy the lesson so much. But we do that hardly once or twice through the year. We don't engage different spaces, or we don't own up the school as a space for our children to learn. We just, narrow it down to one classroom where we have to do everything. So even if you're in a space which doesn't allow you a lot of freedom to move outside your classroom, the classroom should be the space that has different kinds of corners. It could have a props corner that children can go pick up anything and create something fun around it. It should have different spaces to explore so that children know that something different will happen every day, and this will lead to a different level of motivation and possibility for them to grow better. This next point that I want to discuss with you is something that I learned through inspection week. A friend of mine was having an inspection inside her room while she was delivering her history lesson. And a student of hers asked a very difficult question. Now, with two inspectors sitting there in front of her not knowing the answer to the question was quite a panicking moment for her. But she decided not to dodge the question, and she addressed the question by claiming that she had never thought about that aspect of learning, and she opened up a discussion around it. Now, her entire lesson switched to a completely different format, but she let it happen, she let it go, because the conversation that was happening was very interesting, where children were talking about a very controversial topic, yet coming out with their different perspectives. So the feedback that she received from the inspectors was very positive, and they were really glad that she didn't dodge the question and that she addressed it, because the true learning really happens through conversations. It really happens when children are engaged in a meaningful dialogue. So this entire episode taught me about addressing difficult questions and being truthful as a learner. So this really helped her grow as a teacher, helped her understand that she doesn't need to know everything. When she doesn't know something, she needs to address it in a way that, she learns together with the children, no matter how difficult the circumstances are. So again, she created possibilities for a good discussion. She created possibilities for learning for the children. And I think that teachers who don't evade difficult questions are teachers who create possibilities for meaningful discussions. And finally, point number 5 is about teachers who fear chaos. So while I know that flow is important because flow is familiar, flow is predictable, flow describes a certain amount of calm in the teacher's life, yet chaos also provides so many opportunities for children to learn. And chaos is created when you have conflicts, when there are difficult situations inside the classroom, when the teacher feels a little bit challenged. So why would we want to categorize children? We do categorize children according to their abilities, according to their personalities, according to their behaviors. And yes, I see the positive sides of those. But at the same time, when you put two conflicting children together, when they find it difficult to coexist with each other, we are stressing on the need for them to do so. We are teaching them about tolerance. We are teaching them about things about acceptance when we put them together. When we put different ability children together, we know that it's important for you to share knowledge with others. It's important to empower people around you. There are so many positive messages that come out of chaos. And I think that every teacher who is open to a certain level of chaos inside the classroom is really giving children the possibility to evolve. It's all about experiences. So children who experience difficult situations, children who experience challenges in an environment where the teacher is facilitating the process of learning, they tend to become mature individuals, contributing individuals with empathy. So I think that teachers who invite chaos inside their classrooms or look forward to chaos inside their classrooms are doing a service to children and their growth. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do so. And if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment box. I'll see you next time. Allah Hafiz.